I think it was.
But I know that's just in my mind. I know everything is just in my mind. Do you really want to be famous? Do you really want to be a superstar? Do you really want to get dangerous? Do you even know where the groupies are? Bitches out here be shameless. And I really wonder where their parents are. Look around, everything changes. It feels like I've been buried alive. Let it breathe.
Welcome to the official, the original, the only house for Las Vegas Raiders news, rumors, updates, and reactions. Welcome to Hammers House. Happy Wednesday, everybody, wherever you guys are at. Before we go any further, let's do a quick roll call. You got Mason Blue, my brother Halo, member of Pick 6, Anthony Estrada, Joey Boy Raider, the head of Mount Shieldmore Security, LV Maximus. What's good, bro? EJ Raider. Jameer's pulling up. Raider Nice. Ernie Zapeta. I probably butchered it. I apologize. Those that are coming on in, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell for all your Raiders content. We are a few minutes away from the start of this presser. You have, oh my goodness, I'm already out of it. We have Coach Hardegree, our quarterback's coach, Antonio Pierce, the linebackers coach, running back Brandon Bolden, Alex Leatherwood, and Johnathan Abram answering questions this afternoon. We will be playing the audio. Everything should be up and running, and everything should be crystal clear for you guys. So definitely hang on out. Let's have a good time today. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You want to support me, you want to support the channel. The membership link is pinned to the top, as well as the merch. Cop your merch. I believe it is tomorrow through the 14th. 20% off everything. So cop your Hammers House merch today. Raider Nice, what's good? I've been MIA for a minute. Hope my bro been blessed. Yeah, man. Everything's going well. Where's Thor Helm? Thor commented on the quick hit we did yesterday. In regards to Derek Carr endorsing Colin Kaepernick. We will talk about that at some point later on during this live, but I appreciate everybody that's coming on in right now. Raider Cortez, what is good? Bugsy, what's good? Again, we're just waiting for it to pop on up, so if you guys have any questions now and until the start of this presser, I'm all ears. I got you guys. Brandon Oliver, what's good? I hope everything looks good. I hope the sound quality is good for you guys right now. Try to have a very productive and very good production when I'm on for you guys. I did angle the camera a little bit, so it actually looks, to me, it looks a little cleaner. I don't know what this is on the right side in black. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. That might be the light, I think. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it is what it is. We do got the meme board. I will pull that up as well. The chat highlight is working. I don't know what happened yesterday. All of a sudden, it works perfectly fine now with this this layout I have. Are you coming to Cali for Dox's event in August? Freddie Raider, I should be in Cali in August for that event. It definitely is going to be a great time. Little man is knocked the hell out. We went for a walk before. He got his meds. He is passed out in the room right now. Thank goodness. So we should be able to have a nice, smooth running live, knock on wood, without him turning the hell up. Let's put the meme board up because I don't think it's up here yet. No, it's not. And I need to put, I need to fix that. Give me 1 second, guys. No dead air, no dead air, no intermissions, nothing like that right now. Yeah, now I think we have everything we need up right now. Again, the chat highlight should be up and running. Let's do a quick test. There we go. There we go. See? Now we're up and running. Tonight, I believe Dox is going to be going live. I think he's going live. He's going to have Wasted on. I will be doing Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're probably going to kick it off at about 8:50, 8:55, and then go right into it. Everything's already set up for that. Scoreboard, the layout, all that stuff is already ready to go. So you guys want to pull up again. It was a huge, I was surprised. When I finished, I looked to see the how many views we had. We already had 1,700 views for the game. So hopefully no interruptions, no issues this time around where I'm running out and away for 20 minutes. That will never happen again. But we will be live covering Game 3. For those that pulled on up for Game 2, you guys had a good time. And I asked, did you guys want me to run it back again? And luckily I'm off, so we will be doing it. Making sure I'm caught up with you guys in the chat. I think we are. Oh, I gotta show you guys the new gift that we got for this upcoming season when we're calling the games. If it actually wants to cooperate.
Touchdown, Raiders!
There we go. And then we have some for the game tonight, but you guys can see those when you pull up to the live later on tonight. Still haven't started yet. You know how this goes. I actually really want to get that image of the shield rotating. I think that would be dope, but I'll be waiting a while before I can get my hands on that one. John smashed. What the hell? I'm just looking at the chat. I see some of our guys are actually in there right now, including Halo. Hold on. Let me put something in here real quick. I just want to see if anybody says anything on that one. Should be good. All right. Hey, Hammer. I was telling my friend that Crosby and Jones are going to cause havoc this year. We need our DTs to collapse the middle to help the secondary out greatly. What do you think? Brandon, you're preaching to the choir. This is something that I've been talking about over and over and over again for the last few weeks, especially when the talks of Ndamukong Suh has been brought up. Adding him, it could be him and Nichols. It could be him and Hankins. It could be him and thick frame Farrell. That pressure breaks pipes. They will be a huge disruption up the interior offensive line, and that'll open up things for Chandler and Max and the secondary and the linebackers as well. Like, the secondary should be able to eat and have a field day out there when the quarterbacks are throwing ducks and just making shit easier for the secondary to make plays. So I'm all for that, man. What do you mean might not be a Game 3? What are we talking about? Richard, what's good, brother? Hammer, what big name people you think we could get? So, Nico, that's a good question. I've talked about this, and there's guys that are out there on the board now. We talked about the interview with Darren Waller and Heavy.com the other day and how he would not mind having Julio Jones, OBJ, or even Will Fuller here. Julio Jones, I'm still a no with. Dude can never stay healthy for an entire season. With OBJ, again, give him like a $7 million deal with $2 million in incentives, making it a $9 million deal. He starts playing towards the middle of the season, tail end of the season. It'd be better for us as we make a playoff run. Definitely a great commodity, a great weapon, another weapon on the offense with a high-powered offense that we already have. Ndamukong Suh is another guy that I'm going to continue to scream his name. I know everybody's like, oh, he's old, da-da-da. 161 games straight since 2012. That doesn't even include the playoffs. You include the playoffs, you're probably looking at like something in the ballpark of 175 to 180 games. If availability is your best ability, sign me up. Dude is another one that's a disruptor. He doesn't have like ridiculously high grade numbers, but he's still a very productive defensive tackle and a force to be reckoned with. So those are some guys that I would love to have here right now. Nation Zone, what's good? I will be doing Game 3 tonight, Randy. Why are we boycotting, or who's boycotting Game 3? What am I missing here? What's going on? Are you boycotting or people boycotting in the game might not happen? Like, what am I missing here? Is this one of those one of these moments? Let me know now. Tiger was good. Again, we're sitting, we're chilling. I appreciate y'all pulling on up. We're waiting for the start of the presser. Like I said, you will be hearing it in its entirety. I have the audio synced up perfectly. You guys will be hearing every piece of this presser whenever it starts. You know how the Raiders are. We can never start on time, but it's all good. Still love my guys. Sue might be up in age, but the bottom line, he can still play at a high level. I'm on board for Sue. There you go, Brandon. I switched over. Too many weirdos in the presser. Frank, I appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, I've seen some of the asshats that are in there. Even a bunch of these jackasses in the Raider group pages on Facebook. I put up the short yesterday that I did. It was like a 3.5 minute video of Derek Carr endorsing Colin Kaepernick, and a whole bunch of people, their true colors came out. It is what it is. You had people like, this is our franchise quarterback now that's saying what he said. So I would love for people to tell me now, when your franchise quarterback says that he's for it, that you're not going to watch a single Raider game again if he comes. Starting it up. Let's go.
Good. Eager group that's hungry to learn. Championship mentality, just from the work ethic.
Antonio Pierce is up, guys.
Leadership there with Diablo, Denzel Perriman, and Jayron Brown.
What's the transition coaching been like for you?
Pretty simple. Played in the NFL, was on ESPN, talked about the NFL, and 4 years in college. So went back to school a little bit, and then being back here, obviously with Josh and Dave and Pat, and obviously Mr. Davis allowing me to be here. Obviously, for me, it's a blessing. I'm from LA, so when I grew up, the Raiders were playing in Los Angeles at the time. So, proud Raider fan here.
You mentioned Divine Diablo. You got on the field late towards the end of last year. From the film that you saw and what you've seen so far, what are your impressions of the guy?
Yeah, a guy that has a lot of talent. Obviously, transitioning from that safety position to the linebacker, but there's a lot of physical traits there that I can't coach, I can't give him. The mental aspect is what we're working on, and he's doing a great job with that. What you see is for a guy that's real eager and happy, loves being around the building, loves being in the building, loves ball. I think those are all traits that you want from a linebacker, especially a young guy.
Being a former player in this league, how does that help you when it comes to being able to relate to the guys and command their respect?
I think, first of all, respect, accountability, been there, done it. I mean, there's not too many plays or gap schemes or route concepts, especially from this offense, because I played them when I played. So right away you get that respect from the group. But then more importantly, it's your work ethic. Giving them the information, give them tidbits that maybe they hadn't heard before, or physically doing it. I am in pretty good shape still. I can't physically do it, so that's kind of a blessing for me to go out there and just walk them and talk them through it. But I think first and foremost, I think they understand and relate to me as a former player, but respect at the same time as their coach.
Having played the position and now seeing how that position evolves, how has the linebacker position evolved over the years?
Yeah, I was a small linebacker coming out, 6'1", 228, I was considered small. Linebackers now, they're around 220, and that's okay. And I think just that, the ability for these guys to play all three downs, to be able to cover, obviously your elite tight ends and running backs and maybe a slot receiver, that's changed. When I played, it was 21-12 personnel. Downhill, I was going up against Larry Allen and Emmitt Smith my rookie year, and I was like, wow. You don't really see that no more. The game is more perimeter, vertical, not so much downhill smash mouth football.
Can you guys hear the audio okay?
Yeah, athletic guy. It looked like today, like Kenny Young made some plays out there. What are your impressions of Kenny Young so far? What does he bring to the mix?
Yeah, Kenny's played a lot of ball, right? He's traveled a little bit, but he's got experience. He's got a wealth of knowledge that he's bringing to the room, that he's been in other places, and little tidbits that we can all learn from. But I think more importantly, he's a guy that knows how to be a pro. He works at it in individual drills. He works at it in practice. He comes to the meetings prepared. He's obviously getting himself a chance to be a good football player.
And so, Willie Ramirez from the Associated Press. Other guys have made transition from the college ranks of coaching to NFL. You're coming from learning from a college head coach. You come from someone who has an NFL background, obviously coaching with Herm. Is there some tendencies that you're thankful for that you brought over with you from your time with him?
Yeah, definitely blessed. Obviously, Coach Edwards gave me the opportunity to coach in college. when I played for the Giants, he's with the Jets, so we got a long history. We worked together for 8 years on ESPN as well. But him and Marvin Lewis being on that staff, obviously a lot of knowledge from different aspects. Obviously Coach Edwards played in the league as well, right? So when you got two guys like that with, I think, close to almost 30 years of head coaching experience, that's a wow factor. It's a lot of information that I was fortunate to sit in those meetings with those gentlemen and learn, and just how to be a coach. Just like you learn how to be a pro as a player, learn how to be a pro coach is the same thing. It don't matter if you're in college, but how you prepare yourself, how you detail, how you check all the X and O's, dot the I's and cross the T's. Those are things that I brought here with me.
So let me ask you this as a follow-up real quick. You said dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Was the details tougher as a player during this time, or is it tougher as a coach for you?
I would have to say as a coach, because I think as a player, instincts take a little bit, kind of go into play as well. But just making sure you got everything and all the questions asked for the players, especially when you got a new scheme coming in. There's a lot of things that maybe ran in from where they were at previously or a different coaching staff. So I think just having the why and answering the why for the players is the biggest thing. So that's pretty the biggest challenge when you transition from a player to a coach.
That's definitely a great answer, too.
Las Vegas Review-Journal. When you think about the Patrick Graham system and how multiple it is, how much of a challenge is it for you to kind of prepare the linebackers for the different schemes that can come up?
You got to be able to talk. You got to be able to communicate. You know what I mean? You got to have your eyes open. It's one of those deals where you're in charge of a lot as a middle linebacker or as a linebacker in general in this defense. And I think the backers overall have really taken on that ownership of the team, being that vocal leader. And not just the captain part. I'm talking about getting guys lined up, fixing it when it's messed up. I think what Pat has brought to the table is something that's going to make all of us better. Because you're always thinking, right? You're always kind of just, okay, what's next? What's next? Feed me. And once that happens, everybody becomes a sponge, right? And everybody wants more information. And that makes the dialogue in the room greater.
Coach Cassie said in Las Vegas Review-Journal, you mentioned Denzel Perryman. What kind of swagger does he bring to this group? It takes a certain kind of person to wear a beanie in 100-degree weather.
Have you not seen his PJs that he wears to morning meetings too? It kind of threw me off. He wears his hat. I mean, he's got swag. He's from Miami, right? He's a proud Hurricane. I've known him for a while, obviously, maybe not on a personal level, but from afar. What he brings not only just with swag, but attitude, professionalism, and I say more importantly, leadership. When he talks, the room gets a little bit quieter, right? And you want that from somebody in your defense, and you really like it from the linebacker position, right? Being biased a little bit, you want the meat and the heart of your room of your team in that linebacker room. And he really carries that, and obviously he has fun doing it. I think that makes my job easier as well.
I thought the same exact thing.
Having played the position at the highest level,
Sean, same thing.
That play the game at a high level when they coach, they have a hard time because they go, why can't you do it the way I did, or they don't see things the way you do. How hard is that to kind of cross that line and the frustration of that and to coach rather than to be the player?
Well, I think when I played, I saw myself as a coach on the field. I think I was known for being a student of the game, obviously going up against Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, teammates with Eli Manning. There was a lot of chess matches that we played with one another, Tony Romo as well. So I really prepared myself when I played as a coach. I sat there and I didn't probably do the hours like the coaches, but I was in this damn building as much as those guys and studying, preparing myself and making sure as a defense we saw things the same way. Because as a coaching staff, you can tell guys one thing, but when those guys get between the lines, they got to see it the same way. And for me, that transition has been, I would say, fairly easy.
What's jumped out watching your offense the last couple of days?
Some speed out there. There's some speed out there. We got some big boys that can run. And I think more importantly, what Josh has given us with all the different looks and just movements. And, again, you watch what they've done in New England's previous team, what they do. And I think the one thing it's about is just you're not going to be stagnant, right? You're not going to be stagnant. I think that's the best thing about it. It's making us think. It's keeping us on our toes. It's making us alert and always checking, like I said, our checks and our alignments and our adjustments. And again, if you're not dialed in, he's going to exploit you.
Coach, you brought over a guy from Arizona State with you, and Brandon Bolden. What are you seeing from him so far, and what is it like just having a guy in a lot of experience with all that?
Yeah, obviously I was with Darren for 4 years. Same thing I saw in college. A guy that's eager. He's been through adversity his whole life. This is nothing new. Undrafted, chip on his shoulder, fiery, eager to play, eager to learn. Taking every rep that he can possibly, mentally and physically, give himself a chance to hopefully make this team.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Well, that's Antonio Pierce, our linebacker coach. And look at the end. They bring up Darian Butler. This is a guy that I said the familiarity with Antonio Pierce. There's a good chance he can make this roster. And you heard the good things that Butler said about, that Antonio Pierce said about him as well. So I'm definitely happy to hear that. Definitely brings a different energy to the room, too. So now quarterback coach Bo Hardegree is up.
Development and their age and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to Derek Carr, who's been in the league for 8-9 years, specifically from your job, how much of it is refining or changing, or is there any kind of a fine line of all that?
Not really a fine line. We're teaching the system for everybody. It's my job to make sure I give him the best ability to be successful when he goes out on the field. And that's what I do every day, from his drill work, from my meeting prep, to just teaching the system. But that's what we're doing right now, is just teaching the system. We're going from a baseline, and we're just building that foundation right now.
How important is it to have Jarek Stidham in the quarterback room, because he does know the system so well?
Facts.
It's a plus. Anytime, I've moved a couple times, a couple different teams. If you have somebody that has that prior knowledge to kind of maybe tie something together, it's definitely a benefit. He's been great for the whole room. He's a great guy, great worker. And obviously I had a year with him previously in New England, so that's been good. It's been positive.
Hey, Bo, it's Tashawn Reed from the Athletic. Yesterday, you said you had the most drills you've ever seen in terms of practice.
Yeah.
From what your experience so far, how does that benefit the quarterbacks to have all those different drills?
Well, the things I do is to try to identify things to improve, whether that's from watching previous tape, things that have worked in the past, and everything we really do, I try to stay away from just doing drills. It's just something to correlate improving him that's going to either show up in practice or in games, and that way they can see what the why. And that's what I try to do with everything I do, is explain the why to everything for these guys.
I would imagine you took a deep dive into Derek on taking the job. Was there anything that jumped out at you, maybe perception that you had that changed on watching him?
No, I've always thought he's been a great player. The best part of this thing is he's an even better person. I mean, it's great. He comes to work every day. He listens to everything we do, and he works his tail off. And he's got a great mind, very smart.
Tubby, what's good, bro?
He's a great football player.
When Davante Adams came in and you have a quarterback and a wide receiver who haven't played together in the NFL but have the off-season relationship and going back to college, how does that change your job with what you're doing with Derek?
Doesn't change it at all, because like I said, what we're doing with Derek, we're doing the same thing with Davante. We're building the system and letting those guys kind of work together, and they'll develop their relationship, but just continuing, like I said, to just build the foundation with both of them.
Any more questions, guys?
Damn, that was quick. That was very quick and to the point. Shit. Guys, look, Johnathan Abram's there.
New system, absorbing it, digesting it.
I mean, it's a lot of carryover once you learn the concepts of, 400 3D or 500 3D, just things like that. But, got to learn the terminology all over again. So, just taking it day by day.
What do you see your role in this system being?
Honestly, whatever coach asks me to do. I'm just here to get better every single day and do what they ask, do what they ask of me.
I mean, does it feel much different than what you were doing, like play-by-play from last year?
Not really, Coaches just, move me around in a couple spots, just honestly, playing the coverages and blitzing some of the time. So pretty much some of the same stuff that we done last year. So it's all, a little bit of carryover from there.
John, I think it was last week that you had a camp back home in Mississippi. Why is it important for you to do that every offseason?
Pretty much for me, so I want to give the kids where I'm from. I'm from a small town, not many people, not many pros. So, just giving them some, inspiration and hope, that, pretty much whatever you set your mind to that you can achieve.
What's the jumped out watching the offense the last couple of days?
Just watching these guys come together, the cohesiveness of everything, just watching them, get to learn each other and, build a relationship. So, it's unique.
How different, Johnathan, is this defense than what you've seen since you got here?
Not much, honestly. Like I said, coach is doing, some different things up front and in the back end, but, pretty much all the same. We've seen pretty much some of everything here.
How much motivation does it give when an option isn't picked up for you to come in and prove yourself? Do you feel you have to prove yourself either for them or the future?
No, I don't think about any of that. So, just show up to work every single day just to get better. That's about it.
Even though it's a young DB room, a lot of you guys have a lot of snaps together. How does that cohesion really play out now that you guys are, going into, your third, fourth
Egalitarian, what's good, bro?
They're going into their second season. How does that cohesion play out?
I don't think it's about, age, youth, any of that. Just about there getting the snaps and the reps together, just building the bond, spending time with each other.
Snoop and Loop!
No matter old or young, you can have a bunch of old guys in one room.
That's Abram all the time, though.
Come together and build a bond, and it really won't work. So, age doesn't really matter.
Last year there was so much happening, and there was like a different thing to deal with every week. Now that you've had a little bit of time to distance yourself and have a summer to think about it a little bit, like how difficult was last year?
Honestly, I don't even think about last year. We're on to a new season. That's all I can focus on.
Good answer.
When Perriman came in, he asked about Patrick Graham. Kind of just sat back for a second, smiled. He said he's a different guy. He likes him, but he's a different dude. Last year he had a different guy in with Gus Bradley, and he seemed to be just as loud as Grew during OTAs and minicamp, and brought that motivation. Your take on Patrick Graham and what he brings to the defense?
He brings the, honestly, he's the glue. He's the guy who brings us all together, loud, quiet. At the end of the day, his one job is to make sure he puts us all in the best position and, to get us going every single day, even when we don't have the juice. And so far he's done that, and, I look forward to seeing him continue to do that throughout the season.
You say you don't really feel the pressure, you don't think about it in terms of the contract situation, but, 2 different years, it's different, moving around a little bit. Does he instill a bit of confidence in you that whatever role he asks of you, that you're prepared to do, that you feel confident in yourself for this season?
Why wouldn't I? I put the work in just like everybody else. So, the confidence comes from getting out there, getting the reps, and constantly just building things, not what the media says.
Or what we say.
What's the next step this year in your eyes?
Honestly, just watching him just get better every day. I can't really, define what he needs to work on.
All good, bro.
I'm my own player, so, my biggest thing is just building a relationship with him so, we're on the same page always and just, making sure we go out there and make plays.
You're still a fairly young player, obviously entering year 4. Where do you see your development? Like, do you think you're ahead of schedule? Do you think you're where you want to be? Where do you think you are in terms of developing as a player?
I'm right on time.
Well said.
I'm weak on that answer. I am weak on that answer. I'm weak on that last answer. Damn that. You're right where you want to be. You're going into your 4th year. You missed your rookie season after the first game of the season and have been up and down the last 2 seasons. You're right where you want to be. Really? Really? That is some laughable shit right there. Appreciate you. He said I'm right where I want to be. Hey. You're not where we want to be right now, bro. You are definitely not where we think you should be right now. Like, come on, bro. Wow. You have to keep that confidence in yourself, bro. Yeah, you know what? You're 1,000% correct, Omar. You're 1,000% correct, but he's got to do better this year, man. Again, we don't know right now what Patrick Graham ultimately is going to be doing with him, but at the end of the day, I hope he does everything to build him up and get him better, man. You're playing for a new contract now. Not necessarily with us, but another one of these 31 teams. So you better do something this year. Look, I predicted the shit with Arnett, and that shit came to fruition real fucking quickly. Abram, I said, the helmet-to-helmet shit, stupid coverages, not playing in spots that you're supposed to. Look, you didn't get your 5th year. Could be in the box, could be a safety. We'll see. Yup, absolutely, Omar. Ty, appreciate you. So we got two left. We got Brandon Bolden and we have Alex Leatherwood. Again, you know how these go. These guys could be just coming off the field momentarily. They could have went and washed their asses, and now they're going to pull up to the podium, but we're just waiting for these last two guys to pull on up. Appreciate y'all that came on in here to hang out for this presser today. Again, I did want to come on. I absolutely did. I did want to talk about the short that I did last night, and this was definitely a good way to start this live, is to have this presser for you guys, and I'm glad that everybody can hear everything perfectly clear. Again, I don't do this for myself. I do this for each and every single one of y'all, so I appreciate y'all that are pulling on up right now. If you haven't already, break them thumbs. New people in here, don't let it be your last. Hit that subscribe button right now. That doesn't cost you anything. Smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, and reactions right here in the official, the original, the only house, Hammers.House. He definitely looked a little angry, right? I'm upset. Did you see the article about trading Abram for... I didn't. That would be very, very interesting. There was one that was out there the other day that I didn't even really want to touch on because I don't think it's remotely true. Just like the Eagles apparently were interested in Cleve Farrell, but apparently that was a false article. But apparently there was something in regards to us trading with the Eagles for Lane Johnson. I don't know how true that is either. Appreciate y'all. Press is going to be all over Leatherwood. No, they won't. I think this presser should be perfectly fine for him today. They'll probably ask him like what he's been doing, how he's feeling going into this season, and maybe what can he do to get better during this offseason right now. Marlo, what up? Appreciate you. Press is going to be all over. We'll see. I really want to mess around with the fucking meme board, but there's nothing for me to use it for right now. But if that thing about Game 3 is true, then you guys will most likely see me live with Docs and Wasted tonight. You'll have 3 quarters of Mount Shieldmore. No way Abram goes to the Ravens. They stacked at safety, Hamilton and Williams. There you go. Again, right now we are waiting on Bolden and we're waiting on Leatherwood. The last two up, so they should be on momentarily. We'll when it comes on, you guys will obviously hear it. So if you guys have any questions right now, feel free to ask away. Test the board. Here's one, and again, this is probably going to be one that we'll hear throughout the season over and over and over and over again.
Touchdown, Raiders!
There's one of them. I'm going to have to get a couple more. I did download a couple of different Raider gifts, including one with Violator. Shout out to him. I definitely want to put him in one of them. Hammer presser audio was perfectly fine. I don't know if it's just me. Once you talk, there's an echo. You know what it was? If you heard the echo during the presser, it's because my mic was on and I have a different audio that's running where you guys can hear all the stuff that was the whole presser. So I apologize for that, y'all. I don't know, Omar. People have been talking about it, but I don't know how true and what the chances of him really coming back is. I would love for him to come back. Bolden is an interesting choice for an interview, especially with the Jacob situation. I hope they don't ask about that. I really hope that they don't ask about that. Nation Zone with the membership flex. Y'all know what it is. If y'all want to have these dope-ass emojis like you see right here, the link is pinned to the top. We have 2 tiers. The second tier, you're automatically entered into a monthly giveaway for Hammers.House merch. I put your name in a wheel. Whoever it lands on, you get Hammers.House merch of your choosing. If you guys want to cop your own merch, tomorrow through June 14th, it's 20% off all merch. So click the link that's pinned to the top, the second link that's pinned to the top. If you want to join the membership, that's the first link pinned to the top of the chat. LV is throwing his up too. He's throwing the owls up. There we go. Did you see the story on the Players Tribune? No, and I could only imagine how bad that was, Sean. There we go. I love it. I love it. And I appreciate y'all for your continued support and continuing to be members. Definitely means a lot, y'all. Is that the Violator one? I had to put that one up. I thought that emoji was dope. I was like, we got to use that. Would only be right Vegas bringing in Bruce Buffer along with Don King for play-by. That would be god-awful. Sean, that's exactly what it sounds like, right? That's exactly what it sounds like. They asked about the coaches and this, that, and the third. Bro, you still got to do your job. They're going to put you in positions to succeed, but at the end of the day, you have to do your job. And I've said this before. I learned a very valuable lesson when I was playing baseball years ago. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brandon Phillips. One thing he told me, and it will be embedded in me forever, do your job so no one has the opportunity to take your crown. You have any more cool ones to use right now? I could use this one. If it actually wants to pop up. There we go. Ah! Am I doing UFC 275? Is 270... That's not the... Which one is that? That's not the one in July, is it? Because I thought about that. I thought about doing the one 4th of July weekend. I'm pretty sure I'm off that weekend, so July... The 2nd, I might do it. You guys really, like, a lot of people showed up for the NBA final game on Sunday night. And I might just throw this stuff in here every once in a while. Get some new people in here. Cisco, what's good? Get a lot of new faces in here and just have a good time together. That's what I'm all about. I love seeing how you guys interact, not with just me, but with each other in the chat, and it's always a good time. Like, we don't have people that come in here acting like assholes. We don't have people that come in here bashing one another. Like, I always say this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys truly are my second family. Celtics and here we go. Team Light Skin is 6, okay? No, I will be working, Anthony. So, unfortunately, I will not be doing 275, but 276, July 2nd, I believe. I might do that one. We'll see. OG straight up, Team Light Skin in 6, okay? Again, we are still here with the presser. We're waiting for the last two to pull up.
All
right, Leatherwood's up. Let's go.
Started two positions, but so far in camp, working at tackle.
Queen!
Back at that spot, and how do you feel like you've improved this offseason?
This spring, I've worked multiple positions. You know what I mean? I feel like it's all about.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Just getting that value of versatility. You know what I mean, and being able to play wherever the team needs me and stuff like that. But it's been going great.
Hey, Alex Leatherwood, USA Today. What would you say you learned from your rookie season that you put into your focus this off season going into your second year?
A lot. I mean, just the speed of the game, being a pro, the whole 9 yards. Just last year being my first year and this year being year 2, kind of like know what to expect. You know what I mean? It's not all brand new. So just building off all the things I learned last year, making them even better.
Alex, were there some things during your physical training this offseason that you kind of put more attention to really get you ready for this season?
Not necessarily, just being a better player overall in everything. So I feel like you can't be perfect at anything, so I worked everything.
Did you immediately get to work, or did you give yourself some time to kind of absorb everything that happened last year?
Yeah, a couple weeks, of course, just because it's a long season, so naturally you got to give your body a break, you know what I mean? So spend a little time with family, but after that, hit the ground running.
Any particular place that you went to go work out and kind of hone things?
Yeah, I spent some time in Dallas and here mostly, just Dallas and here.
Did you get a chance to watch some film? And
Yeah.
What did you draw from that when you sat down and watched yourself last year?
Yeah, just of course sat down, watched the season all over again, really pinpointing where I could have been better, the things to work on, you know what I mean. But still, like I said, everything. But of course, just taking notice of the things I could have done better and things like that. So that's how I went about that.
Alex, we saw Duke Manyweather post you pretty often this offseason. I know you've worked with him for a couple of years now. How has he helped you kind of refine your game in the offseason?
He's helped me a lot, just basically taking things back to the basics. You know what I mean? Not putting the cart in front of the horse, things like that. So just going back to the basics and fundamentals of O-line play, pass protection, the run game, stuff like that. So just breaking it all down, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Was there ever a point where things kind of slowed down for you? I know rookie years can be pretty frantic, especially in your position as a starting player on a playoff team. But did things slow down a little bit for you?
Yeah, I feel like halfway to about 3 quarters through, that's when I started to really everything started to slow down. I started to understand what I really needed to do as an O-lineman and to be a good O-lineman in this league, stuff like that. So from that point forward, I feel like that's where I began to, grow, stuff like that.
You mentioned going back to the basics. Was violent hand use one of those things? Since it looked like you had your hands going pretty good in practice today.
Not necessarily violent hands, but just having them in the right spot. You know what I mean? Your eye discipline, things like that. And, just putting your hands in the right spot. You know what I mean? Just getting that down first, then being violent with it, that kind of thing. I'm talking about taking it back to the basics. So.
Alex, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. When we talked to Colton, we asked what he'd seen. He said one of the biggest things that he notices that you leaned out and your work in the weight room. Did you correlate that to what you're able to do in terms of agility, footwork, maybe moving a little bit more easier on the line?
I really don't understand your question. Can you repeat it?
Your personal training, basically off of what Levi had asked. Colton has told us that the biggest thing he knows was you leaned out and you're working the weight room.
Okay.
Correlate that to what you need to improve on the line?
Yeah, of course. Just being a strong player, having good core, good balance and body control, and pass protection in the run game and stuff like that. So of course, naturally, this off season, I hit the weight room hard because you can never be too strong. You know what I mean? And things like that. Cleaned up my diet a little bit and all of that good stuff. Because yeah.
Do you feel it's important to have a set position at some point here before training camp, kind of open to wherever the journey might take you?
Is it important for me? No, not really, because just like I said earlier, the value of being a versatile player, you know what I mean, and just having that value to play anywhere on the line, because it just brings you that adds value to you as a player, as a teammate, you know what I mean. So it's all just contribution to the team.
What are some of your first impressions of Mick Lombardi?
Great impressions, you know what I mean? I feel like this spring has been awesome. I feel like we're just being where our feet are, you know what I mean? Not having any expectations or anything like that, but really trying to focus on getting better today and the next day, getting better that day, you know what I mean? So that kind of deal. So it's been great.
With the game kind of slowing down at some point, midway through the season, later in the season, early in the year, was it tough to kind of block out some of the outside noise? Like you're trying to find your footing a little bit and trying to adjust the league, and there's, everybody's talking about people all the time. Is that tough for you?
Right. Yeah, of course, naturally at first it was, you know what I mean? I'm human. I got emotions, you know what I mean? I'm also prideful in what I do and my product. You know what I mean? So at first, definitely it was a distraction a little bit. Not not anything crazy, but I learned to just block all that out. You know what I mean? And just be where my feet are and focus on me and getting better every day, no matter what anybody said, because my coaches, my team, my teammates, they all believed in me. I believe in myself. So, yeah.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So that was Leatherwood. We got one left, and that will be running back Brandon Bolden. So we just waiting for that. Appreciate y'all that is still in here right now. Break them thumbs, hit them subs.
All the Patriots that are here.
Oh, there we go. Brandon Bolden's out.
From this organization right now.
I mean, what you mean, weather-wise, or?
There's so many people here, like people try to call it the Patriots of the West or Patriots of the Desert or whatever.
Yeah.
There's so many people that came over. Is this like recreating what was happening in New England, or is this something totally different?
No, this is something totally different. Josh is going to put his own spin on things. Is it a few things that, we learned along the way, because I was there with him a lot of the time? I mean, sure, but we're not trying to be New England. We're not trying to be like New England. We the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's what we're going to play as.
Brandon, you've been on
weather adjustment.
I'm sorry?
How is that weather adjustment, though?
I'm not even going to lie to you. I kind of like it.
You've obviously been on in a winning program and winning teams. Are there characteristics that you feel like you want to see this time of year to kind of give you a good idea of where this thing might be headed?
At this point in the year, we just want to make sure we get everything down. You want to get techniques down. You want to get fundamentals down. We want to get the playbook down. For a lot of guys, it's the first time hearing the terminology and concepts. And so as far as for me, I'm getting into the book myself and then helping guys along the way.
How much of an advantage is that to have come to a new team, but your head coach, you've worked with him for so long?
That's a big advantage. You kind of know what to expect. You know how to go about things for practice, and you can give guys the heads up. Hey, this is what they're looking for, and this, that, and the third. So it helps. It helps me as a player. It helps my teammates being able to tell them what to expect on a daily basis and things like that. So I feel as if we continue to do that and continue to work together, we'll be fine.
Brandon, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. So in answering Adam's question, he said this is the Las Vegas Raiders. It's not the Patriots, but the guys that have been here, they said Darren Waller, he's watching Gronkowski go wild. He's Derek Carr is telling Josh, I remember this play. So they're watching a lot of New England tape. Is it for guys like you that have been there to let them know, hey, this is what we did, but this is how we need to be? Like, you understand? Is it frustrating? Maybe you want to make sure that they're establishing new, but they're watching Patriots film.
Yeah, as teach tape. It's like, this is how we did it when we was there, and this is how we're going to do it while we're here. So, I mean, like, you can watch old film. I mean, that's how we all got here. That's why we all still playing, because we watch old film. And, it's a lot of great players that came through and a lot of stuff you can learn from. Was everything perfect when we did it up there? No. But we can learn from that and make it better. So that's kind of that's how I see it. That's how we're going about it.
That running back room is pretty crowded and versatile. It feels like you got every base covered in there. How competitive is it? And, what's the competitive spirit like in that room?
It's very competitive, but as a group of men, a group of backs who've been in systems where there's a bunch of backs, I mean, with Josh, Kenyon, me, Amir, Z, and Britt, like with everybody, there's been a group of backs with everybody. And as far as for me, and I'm telling them, I'm here to make you better, and you're here to make me better, and we're going to push each other to get better. And that's just kind of how we've been going about things. We cheer each other on when we're in there. We coach each other up when we come off the field. So it's beginning to look like something nice.
How much of a difference is there between Josh McDaniels, the head coach, and Josh McDaniels, the coordinator that you knew, and the message that he's trying to convey to this team?
That's a trick question. The same. He just says it a little more stern now. It's like if you was getting babysitted by your older brother and now the parents are nowhere at home and you're stuck with your big brother for the weekend. It's kind of like that. But, Josh has been cool. Just these past years to see him go from, coming from Denver, coming back to New England. And I had him since I was a rookie. And just to see where he is now, like, I've appreciated his journey and I appreciate being part of his journey. And, very glad to be here. But there's no big difference between Josh the coordinator and Josh the head coach. I mean, he demands perfect and he wants perfect, and we're going to go out there and practice to make it perfect.
Brandon, I know you guys are laying a foundation right now, like you said, but when you look and see Devontae Adams and Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow, yourself, Josh Jacobs, there's a lot of talent on this team. When you look at that offense and kind of project forward, how good can this offense be?
That's one thing I'm staying away from, not projecting forward. We're taking every day, one day at a time. And like I said, we're still trying to figure stuff out. We're still trying to gel and trying to make ourselves a unit. So we're going to continue to work on, and then we'll see how that goes when the season starts.
Two more, Paul, Vic. Brandon, as a running back in the NFL, and as you're talking about watching tapes, what did you see on tape when you look at what Josh Jacobs has been able to accomplish for the Raiders in his few years in the NFL? I know he hasn't been out there dealing with things, but what do you see about him on tape, and what impresses you about him as a fellow running back?
I mean, what doesn't impress you about Josh? Josh is a hell of a back, hell of an athlete, very patient, very explosive, and he can do a lot of things with the ball. So, I mean, he brings a lot to the game, and he helps everybody out. I mean, even in pass protection and stuff like that, too. So when you got guys like that, and then you got the rest of the guys in the room, we're just here to sharpen each other, make each other better. And so we're here to learn. So, you know, we're going to try to add 2 cents into Josh thing. He's going to add into the rest of us, and we'll see how good we can be as a room.
I was going to ask you, any first impressions of Zamir, the rookie? What have you seen so far from him in the short time you guys been together?
I mean, they're still diving off into the playbook, and as far as just trying to gather information and being able to retain it and go out of the field, he's doing fairly well. So, like I said, we'll figure it all out here in the end, but as of right now, we are just trying to learn each other, learn the playbook, and get ready for some football.
All right. Thanks, man.
Sweet.
All right, so I guess we're done. Let me fix the audio back to just the speakers so we don't have any type of miscommunications at all. But look, some things were asked about Jacobs as well, and Bolden saying all the right things. I do look at Bolden as being a third down back for us this season, but definitely is going to be utilized in.
That's what fixed it.
Hold on.
That's what it is right there. He was like, I'll do whatever it takes to get back.
My fault, yo. I think he'll be a back that's going to be put in for situational down situations. Maybe a guy that we could potentially see in the red zone as well. But overall, it was a pretty good presser. I know you guys are in here cracking jokes. Leatherwood already committed a penalty, a false start. Y'all are fools. But overall, it was definitely a productive presser, and I appreciate everybody that hung on out and was able to listen to that, most definitely. Bolden is going to be, pretty spot on. Spot on. That's exactly what he's going to be utilized as. Because Drake and Josh really are not legit third down backs. That's why Bolden is here. He's here to fill that void that Rashard left. I did not order a Philly cheesesteak. That was actually wasted, and he might jump into the chat momentarily. So, yeah. But again, I appreciate you guys pulling on up and hanging out with me today. Again, I know somebody came in here saying that they're talking about boycotting Game 3 tonight. If that happens, I'll be live with Docs and Wasted. 3/4 of Mount Shieldmore will be on Talking Raiders football. If the game does go on, 8:50 Eastern Time, 3:50 Pacific Time, we will be live. We will be, did I say 3:50? What the hell? 5:50 Pacific Time. I will be live giving you guys coverage of the NBA Finals Game 3 between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Everything's already set up for that. It's already scheduled on YouTube. So definitely, guys, I hope you guys pull up for that as well. Sean, apparently the boycott has to do with gun violence, with these mass shootings that have transpired over the last few weeks. And more or less, we're not really hearing much about it. But, yeah, no, they never came. The dude was lost for however long he was lost for. I called Wingstop. I was like, yo, they're like, oh, we'll refund you the money. That dude had me so pissed off. He's on the phone calling me, bro, da-da-da-da. I was like, if this dude shows up, I'll end up putting the wings all over his windshield. I asked him what kind of car he drives. A car. Like, that makes fucking sense. That's very specific. But it is what it is, man. Wild Turkey was good. Wow. Wow. But I forgot who it was. Somebody put something in the comments when I asked, like, do I run it back and do game 3? They're like, you better order your food like 3 hours earlier. Don't worry, I'll have my food way before that. I'm never going to hear the end of this AirPod nonsense. How do you boycott a game in a series? That's not a boycott. That's a reschedule. Well, it's kind of the same thing, if you think about it. Really appreciate you. Be safe, man. I'm gonna put this up just because you are in here and people are putting the emoji up. It's not the same, but it's similar, so I'm gonna do it. Look, a crown. Oh my God, I had to do it. Oh, you know what? I don't know if he's here at the moment, but I'm gonna do it one time for the guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. We're doing this presser. It's another banger. Shout out to KJ. Shout out to KJ, y'all. Oh man, hey, that's my crown. Well, don't let King get a hold of that one. Yo, I can't. Yo, if you guys have any Raider questions right now, ask away. I'm probably not going to be on much longer. LV, not really. I've had this, but I didn't know exactly how to utilize it on Streamlabs. So now that I do, I am messing around with it, but I do want to get the Stream Deck. That way it'll be much easier. The push of a button, different things will come up. I swear, I miss that kid Hammer. How dare YouTube? Like, this one, like I said, just be prepared to hear this over and over and over again this coming season for us.
Touchdown, Raiders!
You guys are going to be hearing that very, very often. Back to work for me, Hammer. Need the stacks of money. Get new Raider gear to buy for my son. And I also looking at getting some Hammers merch here soon as well. Much love, Hammer. Go Warriors. See you tonight. Appreciate you, Brandon. Definitely see you later on tonight. I don't know if it's a good question. Who of the UDFAs you want to make the 53 if they could? One guy who was mentioned during this presser by Antonio Pierce, Darian Butler. The familiarity that he already has with Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce had him for 4 years at Arizona State. He's a guy that I'm high on right now. Bryce Cosby is another one. Palomalo is another one. Those three guys right now are the guys that I would love to see make this 53-man roster, most definitely. That's definitely not a bad question at all. Definitely a really good question, actually. Queen, if we do not pick on you, we don't. Aww. If you haven't already, if you're on IG and you haven't done this already, as long as she's been around my channel, she is the queen of the moderators. Please, please, please follow on IG the official, the original, the only queen of the nation, Queen_Raiderette on IG. Run those numbers up and let's get her to 10K, y'all. My dog YouTube famous for eating. Yeah. Benjamin, everybody should play in the preseason until they're cut, more or less. You think Abram will continue to start this year? I doubt it. I really doubt it. But again, I could be wrong. It's very tough to say because we don't know ultimately right now exactly how Patrick Graham is going to be utilizing Johnathan Abram. We could see him in the box. We could see him in 2 high safety situations, but it's too early to tell right now. It's way too early to tell. This hat I got off of the fourth quarter because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And this is like my favorite one, and everybody loves this hat. So, like, I thought about wearing a different one today, but I was like, nah, I'll rock with this one. Hold on, just GA, just because you said it. What if Titan eats your hat? Uh-oh. You said his name, and he made like a little noise. He can't get a hold of my hats, and he's 4 years old now, so that teething phase is out the window. He chewed on one of my dress shoes. He chewed up his original bed, and he got a hold of some CDs and chewed the shit out of those when he was going through his teething phase. But one thing I never have to worry about. Sinister, what's good? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sinister. I'm having too much fun with this shit right now. Oh, man. Sebastian's in here. I laid my AirPods on my bed for 2 seconds, damn dog. That's all it takes. They were like old. They were in a plastic case. I don't even know how the hell he got a hold of that shit, but he ate the CDs. He chewed on the cases of the CDs. He chewed his bed and some shoes. Yeah, good times, good times. Brad, what's good? Bearded Goon, what up? Appreciate you guys pulling on up and hanging out right now. Raiders! Yeah, I did it, and I probably just made half of you deaf. My fault. Said get the AirPod Max. I think I got a pair of AirPods somewhere. I don't even use them. I got them when I got my MacBook Air last year, and I like hardly ever use them. They came for free. They were free 99. 90 plus in Cali. It is 83 degrees in New York right now. Yeah, I hope not, because somebody might have just fell off the chair or wherever they were at. See? My job is done. JT, what's good, bro? Follow the dog around, you'll get the AirPods. $102 in Vegas. Welcome to hell, ladies and gentlemen. 83 in Florida. That humidity in Florida just hits way different. And I really didn't get to feel the heat in Vegas. Like, it was windy a couple of times. They closed down the pool at Sahara because of the wind. They didn't want anybody getting knocked out by furniture. That was crazy. You just woke up my office. 107 right now in AZ for lunch. We headed to the pool. That's dope. Damn. 92 degrees in Richmond. August is hell in Vegas. I got to get back out there, man. I miss it. And I was only there for like 5 days, but I want to go back. I need to do more. I need to see more. I regret not spending like an extra couple of days there, getting out there like 3 days earlier or something, because I could have actually done a lot more than I actually was able to. I probably could have did the stadium tour. I could have I was off of Fremont, never went outside to Fremont, just not one time. I was in and out of the hotel going back and forth for the events. Hammer slide to the casinos and pawn shop. Oh God. Chattanooga weather. I live in Georgia and work in Tennessee. Damn. Aussie. Good day, mate. What's up? Going to Florida June 28th. Yeah, good luck with that humidity, man. It's supposed to be 106 here in the 209 Saturday. God damn. Well, you better be near a pool or something. What's up, chat? Hello, my queen. How's everything? Feeling better? Aww. My goodness, man. All right. I'm gonna head out for now. We will be back in, I don't know what the hell that was. That wasn't a fly. We will be back in about 4 hours, about 4.5 hours. Again, if this game isn't canceled, rescheduled for whatever reasons, we will be live on this channel, 8:50 Eastern Time, 5:50 Pacific Time. NBA Finals Game 3, the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors, live from the TD Garden. Obviously, you guys will be in the house that Hammer built, and that's Hammer's house. Appreciate you guys pulling on up. I hope to see you guys again later tonight, just to come on in, chat it up, have a good time. Especially you Warrior fans, man. I feel like we didn't have enough of Dub Nation in here on Sunday, so y'all need to pull up in full force. Tell the rest of Dub Nation to pull on up. We all know this is a Raider channel, but I wanted to do something different, wanted to do something for you guys, because I know a lot of you are on the West Coast. A nice amount of you guys are Warrior fans, so I'm doing this for you guys. I'm a Warrior fan as well, but I'm doing it for you guys. So again, 4.5 hours, we will be back. Much love to everybody that pulled up today, and I hope to see you then. That being said, let's roll out. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is still around. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation till I die. Until next time, y'all.